The new Commission Vice-President-Designate for the Euro and Social Dialogue, Valdis Dombrovskis, was only 37 when he took over the reins as Prime Minister in 2009, which made him the youngest and eventually longest-serving in Latvian history. He is widely credited with rescuing Latvia from bankruptcy, and his push for structural reforms and sound public finances have made the former Soviet Baltic state into one of the fastest-growing EU economies and the newest country to adopt the euro currency. Better coordinating economic, fiscal, and labor market policies will be key to Dombrovskis' brief, as will better oversight of the Stability and Growth Pact and budget coordination within Eurozone member states. Dombrovskis expressed quiet confidence that the worst of the economic and fiscal crises was indeed behind the EU, and the focus now had to be more on restoring the social dimension of reforms.
Today's economic and monetary union is much more robust to withstand financial and economic shocks, but further effort is needed to make it more cohesive, competitive, and socially inclusive. We now have a comprehensive cycle of policy coordination, the European semester, to ensure consistent policies throughout the EU. We need to make the most of it to advance the structural reforms while paying due attention to the social and employment dimensions.
Dombrovskis will also be tasked with evaluating euro area countries in trouble and their potential need of financial support. To date, 8 eurozone countries have required such assistance. Dombrovskis may also be responsible for replacing the EU Troika oversight by the ECB, Commission, and IMF with what Commission President-Designate Jean-Claude Juncker has described as a more democratically legitimate and accountable structure.
I fully subscribe to the commitment of the President-elect Juncker that in the future, any support and reform programs goes not only through a fiscal sustainability assessment, but through a social impact assessment as well. I do hope that none of our member states will have to resort to such a program again. While the Troika format has been set up under pressure to help prevent a financial and economic catastrophe, it should be gradually replaced with a more democratically legitimate and accountable structure.
Dombrovskis said that enhancing the convergence of economic, fiscal, and labor market policies between the 18 member states that share the single currency would be among his top priorities. He also praised the so-called six-pack and two-pack regulations and directives, which have strengthened fiscal and economic surveillance not only in the euro area, but among all 28 EU member states.
We need to preserve the stability and credibility they have provided to our framework by fully taking into account employment and social implications of our policies. At the same time, we have to improve the implementation of the country-specific recommendations. Our policy should help Europeans to reap the benefits of economic growth, to enhance productivity, and thus sustain higher levels of economic and social welfare.